Thank you very much. First of all, I want to correct this narrative that we didn't mention Kashim Shettima. And what I read was a communique that was agreed between all the stakeholders of various states in the North-East. And that communique was even developed with everybody, including the delegates, some of the delegates and the leadership of the party in Borno State. And what was agreed was we will mention Kashim Shettima as our son and express our support and confidence in him. And the endorsement will be done only to Aswaju because it's one ticket. You know, maybe people don't understand how the party runs. We don't have a ticket for vice president at the party level. There's only one ticket, that's the presidential ticket. When he becomes a candidate, that's when vice president comes into the picture. Normally, there's no primary elections for vice president. It's a joint ticket, just one ticket. So because of that, we felt we can eulogize our son and show support for him, but the endorsement should be for Aswaju, because being vice president is the prerogative of the president himself. So we don't think it's right for us to superimpose and begin to make an issue out of it. Because in the first place, the first time he picked East was the one that picked him without any endorsement from any part of the country, let alone the North-East. So that was the reason why the communique read that Kashim is our son. We are very proud of him and we stand by him. My speech is there. People recorded it 100%, so you can look into it. And that we are endorsing Aswaju for a second term. And the same thing with the speech by the governor of Yobe, and also the same at the end of the speech, the governor of Gombe also read the same endorsement. So I think there was a misconception and the ill narrative that was put out regarding what occurred on Sunday.
Reason for the tension. Why was there so much rancor yesterday? We've seen the videos flying around.
Yeah. So I don't think that. Yes, there are two possible narratives there. One is that there's a possibility that there's some group of people or some part of this are feeling insecure, given maybe due to factors unknown to us. That's one narrative. And another narrative is that the possibility that the people that brought in that rancor are not actually the delegates of our zone, because we spent the whole night developing the communique together, all of us. All night, we slept barely 1 hour before we go to the meeting. We finished it around 1 or 2, 3 a.m. at night. All of us, all the stakeholders, we agreed, okay, this is how the communique should look like. And as the chairman of the zone, I just read the communique.
You see, when the North wants to do something, they don't cover it. They go all out for it. They show you from the beginning, and then they take it through to the end. If it gets to the end and they don't win, so be it. But they would say they have done what their mind says. The same thing that played out under Goodluck Jonathan is about to play out under Tinubu right now. And if you have been looking for any form of reason to think that the North, where Tinubu got 62% of his vote in 2023, to know that the North are no longer in tune with Tinubu. This particular event that happened today in Gombe State is your cue, just in case. Let me just tell you what this story is so that we can take it on from there. Tensions flared at a high-level meeting of All Progressives Congress stakeholders in the North-East on Sunday after a perceived slight against Vice President Kashim Shettima triggered outrage among party loyalists. The meeting held in Gombe State brought together key figures of the ruling party from across the region, including ministers, lawmakers, governors, and national party leaders. APC National Chairman Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje led a delegation of top officials to the gathering. Trouble began when Mustafa Salihu, the APC's National Vice Chairman North-East, publicly endorsed President Tinubu for a second term. However, in his address, Salihu made no mention of Vice President Shettima, himself a prominent son of the North-East. The omission did not go unnoticed. As soon as Salihu concluded his remarks, aggrieved delegates began hurling insults and threatening physical confrontation. Security operatives quickly intervened and escorted him out of the venue to prevent further escalation. Efforts to douse the rising tension were made by Deputy National Chairman North, Alhaji Bukar Dalori, who addressed the gathering and issued a joint endorsement of both President Tinubu and Vice President Shettima for a second term. Despite the reconciliatory move, the charged atmosphere persisted, and Dalori too had to be escorted out of the hall under security protection. Now, according to an eyewitness, Damboram Danladi stated that the incident underscores the deep sensitivity surrounding regional representation and loyalty within the APC as internal jockeying intensifies ahead of the 2027 general elections, he says. Meanwhile, Yobe State Governor Mai Buni lauded the party leadership for the momentum, saying, quote, "Let me start by appreciating the national leadership of the party for creating a platform at the zonal level, which has provided the party with an opportunity to take stock and analyze the achievements and challenges of the party as midterm assessments." He disclosed that the meeting indicates the party's commitment to promoting good governance, service delivery, and building unity in the 6 geopolitical zones for the party to consolidate its strengths and leadership in Nigeria's political space. From the First Republic till date, the North-East sub-region has remained a strong political bloc in Nigeria's political history. We are blessed with great politicians such as the late Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, Nigeria's first and only Prime Minister, Sir Kashim Ibrahim, Alhaji Muhammad Ribadu, Malam Saad Zungur, Abdullahi Jallo Waziri, and Alhaji Ibrahim Waziri, the advocate of politics without bitterness, to mention but a few. Today, from the zone, we proudly have the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Kashim Shettima, GCON, the National Security Advisor, Malam Nuru Ribadu, and of course, your humble selves, my dear compatriots. The executive governors, former governors, distinguished senators, and members of the National and State Assemblies, party leaders and elders, and other key stakeholders, youths and women, are our large supporters, making the zone more stronger, he added. He urged stakeholders to cherish the political legacy, saying that they cannot afford to truncate or let it vanish during this time. But he added that we must therefore strive to continue supporting APC, Nigeria's ruling party, and the national government under the able leadership of President Bola Tinubu, as well as the APC-led administrations in Yobe, Gombe, and Adamawa states to succeed and make our great party proud. I want to seize this opportunity to congratulate us over APC's 10 years of leadership as Nigeria's ruling party and Africa's largest political party. However, it is important to note that this achievement is not an ordinary coincidence. It is a product of careful and strategic planning, focused leadership, and giving members a sense of belonging. Therefore, it is important for us to unite or continue promoting the values that unite us, address the few wranglings, give party supporters a sense of belonging, and improve our reward system. And so it goes. To some other development, the video making rounds that I have shared on my shorts, which you are going to see shortly, The All Progressive Congress meeting in the Northeast to endorse President Bola Tinubu for a second term ended in chaos, following the alleged refusal of key party stakeholders to endorse Vice President Kashim Shettima alongside the president. A video making the rounds on Sunday evening showed party members in heated tension as the event ended abruptly. This channel guided that the meeting was held in Gombe State and attended by key APC stakeholders in the region, including ministers, lawmakers, and others. The party's national chairman, Abdullahi Ganduje, was also in attendance. It was guided that tension erupted when the national vice chairman, North-East, Mustafa Salihu, failed to mention Mr. Shettima in his speech while endorsing Mr. Tinubu for a second term. Mr. Salihu's action provoked heated controversy among delegates who dared to attack him. The intervention of the Deputy National Vice Chairman North-East, Bukar Dalori, who mounted the podium after Mr. Salihu's speech, doused the tension. However, delegates got incensed again when Mr. Ganduje also failed to mention Mr. Shettima while endorsing Mr. Tinubu in his speech, provoking attendees to exchange blows and disrupting the event. Mr. Ganduje could not be reached for comments regarding the unfolding event at the meeting. APC spokesperson Felix Moka did not also reply to a request seeking comment to the developments. Recall that Gombe State Governor Muhammadu Biaya on Saturday endorsed Mr. Tinubu for a second term, acknowledging the president's continued support for the state. He says, quote, "I want to assure the president that for what he did and for what he is doing in terms of bringing change and development to Nigeria, the people of Gombe State will follow him blindfolded. And from what I see about 2027, his return is assured," he stated. So it goes. So there's already a grand plan not to have Shettima in the ballot with the president come 2027, and they just showed it, just a few hours ago. So they're no longer hiding it, but the problem would be, where then would the vice president come from for the APC? It's most likely going to be from the Northwest, because of course we all know that the Northwest have got that long chain of 7 states, and the population there is loud, and there have been some people who have been touted to even replace Shettima. So that didn't go down well. The endorsements that these guys are making are strategic. The endorsements are just basically for Shettima, for Tinubu alone, and they're leaving the vice out of it completely. So that was the reason why the chaos in the first place erupted. So it is now clear that there's a grand plan within the APC fold to harness a new vice presidential candidate for Tinubu. And somehow the Northeast are feeling that they're going to be left out of the entire process. And that's the reason why they are already agitating. I mean, I tell you that the North are very strategic. If this was in the South, I'm sure that we might not even have noticed that they did not even endorse the vice president. We would not even have noticed that the endorsement did not include the vice president, because we play politics with a lot of sentiment. We would have gone with the wind. But the North knows the game that APC is trying to play. Beyond the fact that, the popularity in the North for the APC has dwindled so badly, they're also going to show it in the build-up to this particular election coming up. There's hunger in the land, there's hardship in the land, and the North have said clearly, your presidency dependent on us. That you are president today, Tinubu, is because of the fact that we gave you 62% of our votes. The average Southerner already has this, skew sentiments against anything APC. I mean, from Lagos to Anambra to Akwa Ibom to Rivers, you could tell that APC is never going to make any inroads, just like we had in 2023. And so if you are also looking for reasons why you think that Tinubu has been all about grabbing some numbers in the South because he knows he's not going to get the same numbers in the North, this is also the reason. He has already read the handwriting on the wall, and the handwriting on the wall is telling him it's a no-go area. The North is not going to give you 62%. They're not going to come close to even 50%. In fact, if you are able to muster a 20 to 25% in the entire North in 2027, just go and praise God. because they will not do it. And this is what they are showing. The North-East is already telling you, don't do it. The Northwest, well, you could tell how many states do you have in the Northwest? How many persons who are down there who can really say that they can deliver their own states as the way it is right now, the way as it stands right now? Because most of them are talking about insecurity. Under your watch, we have Lukarawa. Under your watch, we'll start having Mamuda, a terrorist group that is already, terrorizing people in Kwara, Niger. Now we have Lukarawa in the Northwest, in Zamfara states. And so what is the armed forces doing under the president? So the North feels abandoned. Look at what's going on in Benue. Over 200 slaughtered just a few days ago. Look at what's happening in Plateau. These are northern states that are very angry with the current administration. And it's not that your policies are even skewed towards giving them something to hold on to say, okay, well, your policies are favoring us. Let's keep you there for an extra 4 years. They may be looking at another candidate. And this time around, they are going all out. They could even line behind their forbidden son, who is Atiku, because Atiku would not be this bad, at least, no matter what. He's going to come back home with something in the Northeast. He wouldn't mind. There's this northern oligarchy that just don't like Atiku because of the fact that he has this southern charisma and aggressiveness, but be that as it may, by and large, it is very likely that just as they did in the 2023 elections with what Tinubu has done, they might just line behind Atiku and damn the consequences. So everything is on the cards. So that is now the reasons. Now it is very clear why Tinubu is running helter-skelter, begging practically. Well, it will seem like he is not begging. It will seem like people are doing it on their own. But trust me, behind the scene, this man must have gone to beg former governors, current governors to please join his fold so that he could get those numbers that he's looking for. The numbers he would lose in the north, he might get it in the south. And again, you see the threats from Peter Obi. Peter Obi is already going to drag the numbers in case, God willing, he runs in 2027. Peter Obi is going to divide whatever votes Atiku is looking to get from the south, or even Tinubu is looking to get from the south. So he's just doing everything within his premise, within his powers. And trust me, there will be much more desperate moves that will be made between now and the next few months. All these ones we are seeing, they're not desperate enough. This is just make it not be like say, let's just play a small mind game. People are defecting to the APC, meaning that the APC is a party to beat. It's actually a fear-mongering system. Like, how you are scared that you're going to lose, and you're just doing some things to show people that you're not scared, that nothing is going to happen. But trust me, a lot is going to happen that will show beyond reasonable doubt that the APC is scared of losing the 2027 elections. And in doing that, they are going to do other things. They're going to be forcing Fubara very soon, between now and in the next few weeks, before August. They're going to force Fubara to sign that he's going to join the APC, and he's going to provide nothing less than at least 40 to 50% of APC's votes in that state, just like what Wike did, because Wike now is no longer in power, and Wike says the person in power has so much enormous power to do things, so he might not be able to wield that strength in giving that state to APC again, just like he did in 2023, because everybody is now wiser and it's going to be quite difficult. So these are the permutations. If you're looking for any reason that to think to yourself whether the North likes, hates, doesn't hate, or whatever, this is now what it is showing. And you never can tell what's going to happen. But again, just let me know what you think in the comments. I would really love to hear from you also. Let me just remind you of the latest developments out of Gombe State. There has been some eruption in that state. The APC North-East meeting for Tinubu's endorsement ends in chaos. In an All Progressives Congress meeting in the North-East to endorse President Bola Tinubu for a second term ended in chaos, following the alleged refusal of key party stakeholders to endorse Vice President Kashim Shettima alongside the president. A video circulating online showed party members in the heated tension as the event ended abruptly. People's Gazette gathered that the meeting was held in Gombe State and attended by key APC stakeholders in the region, including ministers, lawmakers, and others. The party's national chairman, Abdullahi Ganduje, was also in attendance. It was gathered that tension erupted when the national vice chairman North-East, Mustafa Salihu, failed to mention Mr. Shettima in his speech while endorsing Mr. Tinubu for a second term. Mr. Salihu's action provoked heated controversy among delegates who dared to attack him. The intervention of the Deputy National Vice Chairman North-East, Buka Dalori, who mounted the podium after Mr. Salihu's speech, doused the tension. However, delegates got incensed again when Mr. Ganduje also failed to mention Mr. Shettima while endorsing Mr. Tinubu in his speech, provoking attendees to exchange blows and disrupting the event. Mr. Ganduje could not be reached for comments regarding what unfolded at the meeting. APC spokesperson Felix Morgan did not also reply to the request seeking comments on the development. Recall that Gombe State Governor Muhammadu Yahya on Saturday endorsed Mr. Tinubu for a second term, acknowledging the president's continued support for the state. He says, quote, "I want to assure that the president, that for what he did and for what he is doing in terms of bringing change and development to Nigeria, the people of Gombe State will follow him unblindfolded. And from what I see about 2027, he says, his return is assured," Mr. Yahya stated. So that is the latest development as it relates to this matter. Tell me what you think. Tell me what your thoughts are. Put it there on the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. When I get back in another maybe hour time to see some development, to see some reaction, I am sure that we would have some robust discussion as it relates to this matter. Thank you all for watching. I truly appreciate. See you on the next one.